The UK's first international airport was right here in Croydon. This evolved from an airfield built in the First World War to help defend the capital against Zeppelin attacks. Scheduled flights started in 1920, and Croydon Airport became the first in the world to have a control tower and air traffic control using radio position fixing procedures. The last scheduled flight departed in 1959 and the former terminal building became a listed monument, while the control tower contains the visitor center. An instant identifier for Croydon, the clock tower is part of an ensemble that includes Croydon Town Hall and Braithwaite Hall, a former theatre and concert venue. With a neo-Baroque design, the Croydon Clock Tower went up between 1892 and 1896, and holds the Croydon Central Library in a modern extension, and the Museum of Croydon, which we'll bring up next. There's a cafe inside, open 6 days a week, while the David Lean Cinema is a real asset to the town, showing vintage and independent movies in a compact auditorium. The main galleries at the Museum of Croydon are a social history of the town from 1800 to the 21st century. Some fun exhibits here are a bubble car manufactured in the town in the mid-20th century and a 19th century clock from the Greyhound Inn, a famed pub and live music venue that closed in the 1980s, as well as artifacts from the local football team, Crystal Palace, and the furniture first sold at the local IKEA when it opened in 1992. The Riesco Gallery features an array of Roman and Anglo-Saxon artifacts unearthed locally, along with a sublime collection of Chinese ceramics from 2500 BC to the 1800s. The Archbishops of Canterbury had ties to the manor of Croydon from Anglo-Saxon times. This complex of buildings dating to the 14th and 16th centuries was their summer residence for more than 5 centuries. Croydon Palace is now the Old Palace School, an independent school for girls, but if you check online there's a calendar of tours during half-term and school holidays. These are worthwhile to see the stunning 15th century Great Hall, with a timber roof from the 16th century and a beautiful Gothic interior porch. In the chaotic center of Croydon, against the packed pedestrian streets, shopping centers and high-rise office blocks, there's an exceedingly old building that might pique your attention. This is the Whitgift Almshouses, founded by Archbishop of Canterbury John Whitgift in 1596. This site at the corner of George Street in North End remains an almshouse for elderly local residents over the age of 60, while the Whitgift Foundation still runs 3 independent schools in the borough, including the Old Palace School listed above. John Whitgift's tomb sits inside Croydon Minster, which is also the burial site of 5 other Archbishops of Canterbury. Previously a parish church, it was upgraded to Minster in 2011 and has a history that goes all the way back to Saxon times. Sadly, the 14th century building was gutted by fire during a restoration by Sir George Gilbert Scott in the 1850s and needed a full reconstruction, completed in 1870. Those tomb monuments have survived intact, and the must-sees are for Whitgift, 1605, and Gilbert Sheldon, 1677. The church also has fabulous stained glass by the Clayton and Bell Workshop, which produced glass for church restorations all over the UK in the Victorian period. The biggest market in the borough of Croydon is also the oldest street market in the capital. A market has traded on this exact spot since 1276. Almost entirely dedicated to fresh produce like fruit and vegetables, Surrey Street Market fills the namesake road behind the Croydon Grand Cinema. Monday to Saturday there are around 70 fruit and veg traders, while on Sunday you can visit the special artisan market for international and specialty foods. This pop-up mall concept was trialed in Shoreditch in 2011 and proved so successful that it expanded south of the river to Croydon in 2016. Boxpark provides affordable, flexible retail space for its tenants, and for customers this means shopping and dining you won't normally find on the high street, all in 80 upcycled shipping containers. Something out of the ordinary next to the Croydon Clock Tower, this grand Victorian former bank building has become a pub with a 50-seater studio theatre on its top floor. The Spread Eagle Theatre is devoted to new writing and has the same owners as another unusual venue at the Old Joint Stock Theatre, a converted library in Birmingham. Both belong to London's Fuller's Brewery chain and have a mix of live music and plays.
In 2017, the Spread Eagle launched the Croydon Cabaret Festival, taking place in each May. Downstairs is a typical London pub for a pint of ale and a pie, and every Sunday there's a general knowledge quiz night. At the time of writing in 2018, this renowned performing arts venue was closed for a £30 million refurbishment scheduled for completion in March 2019. Fairfield Halls opened in 1962 and became a regional centre for the arts, hosting the likes of the Beatles, Stevie Wonder, Pink Floyd and The Who. The BBC recognized the high quality of the acoustics in the main concert hall and used it for radio and television productions, as well as orchestral recordings. When Fairfield Halls reopens, it is expected to become the linchpin of a new cultural quarter in Croydon.